And we're back. The name of track number 7 on here, as I said, is Slow Animals. That's the first one we are going to be checking out on this part of the video. Welcome back, everyone, as well. Great to see y'all again. But without any further ado, let's hop right back into it. Catchy little riff. Not bad. This is still what we doing with the vocals. I appreciate the instrumental picking up. The vocals are distracting though. I do like that riff. Pretty catchy. God, there's just nothing gripping about this though. Alright, that's kind of intriguing. Yeah, I like that. Not sure what to make of this. Okay, I like that it's kind of built up a little bit. Nice guitar work here. Yeah, that definitely got better towards the end there, but still, the way the vocals were styled on that track just was not my cup of tea, and that's really the nicest way that I'm gonna put it. I just didn't find that track all that captivating, and it was really, really hard to pay that close of attention to. Kind of a boring song. I did like certain aspects of the instrumental that I commented on as they appeared. Unfortunately, not really a huge fan of that one. Partners in Crime is the name of track number 8. That is nice. I'm a much bigger fan of the faster paced songs. What is with this? Okay, this is pretty catchy. Yeah, I kind of love this side of this chorus. Oh, that is sick. Yes! Guitar work is straight killing it on this album. Lyrically, I have not a damn clue what to make of that song. Incredibly cryptic, if it had a meaning that it was going for, but for the most part, from everything I can tell, none of those lines even remotely interconnected with each other, and I am frankly lost when reading them. Catchy chorus, pretentiously mixed vocals, great guitar work, solid instrumental all around, decent song, just could have done without any of Julian's contributions on there, honestly. The mixing on here is just kind of not right. Like, there's just something about it that just doesn't sound very good. And you know, the first 2 records especially had some like dodgy vocal mixing especially, except it added to the charm of it, whereas here it just feels out of place. Because the instrumentals are somewhat clean, it's just that the vocals to match them seem like they're kind of taking cues from the earlier vocals where it's very buried, very off-kilter, and has weird effects on it. Regardless, Chances is the next song. Nice. Like the sound of that. That's nice. Very melancholic sound on this one. Yeah, I'm just not even gonna comment. Not gonna comment on it. Very airy section. I didn't have any problems with that song, and I did enjoy it for what it was. A very airy, very melancholic, with some very obviously relationship-based lyrics. Once again, kind of talking about this whole thing where it seems like it's kind of falling apart. But there just wasn't a whole lot that stood out to me there. Not a whole lot that piqued my interest, I guess you could say. Next song up is Happy Ending. I'm completely fine with getting more up-tempo songs. That plucky little melody on top there, top of the rhythm guitar. I do appreciate these slower, more airy sections in these songs. Yeah, I like that. Woo! That was pretty great. That's definitely top 3 songs on here. The lyrical content on there seemed pretty simplistic for the most part, and that's fine. I've said this before, I kind of like a Strokes song a little bit better when I don't have to dig super deep into it to kind of stretch for a meaning. It really just kind of seemed like being in a relationship where the other person really has some growing up to do. The line about teenage angst coming at all ages really stands out to me in that way. Seemed like a somewhat sarcastic song, especially with the hook, but just the sound of that one really made me happy. I liked how that sounded a lot. You know, I mean, I wouldn't put it in my top 5 for Strokes songs, but it's definitely in my top 5 for this album. Probably my favorite so far. I don't know, the Welcome to Japan song was pretty nice though too, so I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this. But just in case you didn't know, I actually always go re-listen to these albums and then rank my top 3 and bottom 3 in the description. Just in case you guys have missed that before, that is present on literally every single one of my videos, unless it's a single review, of course. Call It Fate, Call It Karma is the next song on here. And while it is the last song that is listed on Spotify, I am seeing on Genius that there is actually another song on here called Fast Animals. So we're gonna look into that after we hear this one, but I'm going to recognize this one as the closer just for the time being, because if they have it listed in this way on the streaming services, I feel like that is the way that I am at least currently supposed to be interpreting the art. So Call It Fate, Call It Karma, the last studio album Strokes song to react to. Crazy little journey we've had, isn't it? Oh, some pianos in the mix, like that. This sounds very vintage. This brings to mind images of like those old record players with the big like amplifying like tube pieces coming out that you'd see in like the 30s. Oh, this is so nice. This is really hitting the aesthetic that it's grabbing for. See, I'm fine with the vocal mixing here because it matches the aesthetic of the rest of the song. That's cool. Really like the melody she's on here. Okay. I really appreciated a lot of what they were doing on this album. Very mixed bag. Mixed bag is the definition of this album. There are songs on there that I don't remember now, let alone finding memorable outside of these series of videos. But there's songs on there that I actually really liked and appreciated, and enjoyed their experimentation a little bit, enjoyed some of the songs that actually took to the regular Strokes formula. That one song on there, I think it was the second track, that sounded a lot like Is This It? I thought was pretty cool. And then Welcome to Japan was really nice. I was much more a fan of the more hard rock, I guess, leaning tracks on here that had the very upbeat, very up-tempo type sound. I did appreciate the slower cuts a lot just for what they were, but I don't really see myself coming back to a lot of those. I don't know that I would come back to that closer track in it of itself, like on its own. I do think it was just like a really nice closer for the album though. But before we get any further in this discussion, I am going to check out this last track, Fast Animals. And I do know that this is a thing where this is more of a bonus track and it's not just like a song that got removed from Spotify like New York City Cops was on Is This It? This doesn't look like it's that same sort of situation. And the reason I say that is because it says 39 minutes 55 seconds right on the album cover. And of course that is the exact measure that is also featured on Spotify. Well, actually it says 54 minutes there, but we'll ignore that. So allow me to go find this song. Very steady drum rhythm. Okay, so it's like a remix of Slow Animals. I like this version much better. Yeah, this is far more likable. That sounds way nicer here too. Alright. I far preferred that song to the Slow Animals version. Literally was a faster version of the slower song that was, but the original Slow Animals, as you guys know, kind of bored me to death, honestly. So I am appreciative that that version of the song exists, because I like that far better. I'm not sure if that version is available on Spotify, but if it is, I'm probably just gonna make myself a playlist where Fast Animals is in the place of Slow Animals, so I can enjoy this record more. All in all, I do see where a lot of the comments were coming from, that this was just kind of thrown together project to fulfill their record deal. And it's clear that at this point, a lot of the members were onto their own shit. They were doing their own side projects and stuff, didn't really want to go make another Strokes album. And with the gap between albums, that's also evident, which does make me especially happy to see something like The New Abnormal, because it's very clear that they wanted to come back together and do a little bit of an artistic statement. And I think the same is going to be true for the EP that actually is chronologically after this one. I'm very curious to see what they have to offer on there. I think that the fact that they did kind of have to write this album made for some very frustrated feelings in these songs that came across in a really unique way. And I do like that. And I think that the circumstances that this album was created within actually did end up creating some very interesting songs in its process. I just think a lot of what I didn't like about this album was actually the mixing. And that's kind of a weird thing, because you would think that a lot of these songs would feel more rushed than they are, or less fully fleshed out. And it's just that I didn't really like a lot of the production choices that were taken on here. And I suppose that's one of my biggest peeves with this album, and probably one of the reasons that I'm gonna return to this album less than the other ones. But there were still some really good tracks on there. A couple tracks on there that I might even put in my top 10 for Strokes. Hey guys, post-production Ben back to save the day. Yet again. This time, I realized, while editing this, I never gave it a rating. Feeling a 7- out of 10 on this. Better than First Impressions of Earth, but not better than any of their other albums. So, let me know what you guys thought of this album down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Leave a like on this video if you like what you saw today. That is always greatly appreciated. A like goes a long way in the current economy. And hit the subscribe button if you're interested to see more videos just like this one. I've always got more content coming down the line for you guys, and I'm very excited to share all that with you. More Strokes stuff coming soon. I am going to need some more suggestions from you guys, especially those of you who like the Strokes, making up a very large part of my audience at this point, and I appreciate you guys all very much. So if you wouldn't mind shooting me a DM on Twitter, that is the best way to request things to me, because sometimes YouTube likes to bury comments and never show me that they were there. If you did follow my Twitter page, that is also appreciated, because you can get updates on the channel when new videos are coming and what all is happening as well. So if you're interested in that, go check out the Twitter link down in the description below. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.